Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Sorry for the late stream. I had some other stuff to do, and I actually wasn't sure if I was going to stream or not today, but I figured I now have some time. So, we are going to continue on with our friend Alan Wake as he unravels the mystery of Bright Falls. And oh, uh-oh. Sorry. I
Help you folks?
Yeah, hang on. So, unfortunately, the way saving works that I discovered is after like you end an episode and it plays the music, um you can't quit out, like it'll be like there will be a end screen and then you press to go to the next chapter, right? Well, if you exit at that game screen, it doesn't save. So you have to press enter and continue on into the next episode for it to save again. So I have to restart the episode from where we were in order for it to go. Because otherwise you won't see the
Previously on
you
Alan
won't see
Wake,
this.
Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI.
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Interesting. Also, Barry's got some weird animations going. Like, he has the one looping animation where he raises his hand, but his head is kind of like flops all over the place.
Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer.
Well, I'm looking around for thermoses and manuscripts. Hang on. You have to understand, we're in a video game.
Just follow me. It's not far.
Now, you do go to a trailer park in Alan Wake 2 this seems to be, well, I guess that one is in watery, because I was gonna say this one looks a little bit different. It doesn't seem to be, uh-oh, my what happened to the camera? I can't move my camera. What's going on? Something happened.
Listen, I got things to do. This place don't run itself.
Hang on. Something happened to my camera. I can't move it. Okay.
Oh, give me a break, mister. Can we just get a move on?
Sorry.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. It would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
Yeah. That couldn't have been how the Dark Presence showed up, could it? Dun dun dun. We aren't going to the front door? That seems a little rude.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag. Comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Okay, so Barbara Jagger was the woman in black that we saw at the diner, but how could she have been there if she dove into the lake 30 years ago? And Thomas Zane has gone missing, or they both went missing. So who was it that we met in the diner? Is Rose living in the dumpster? I mean, no shade. People gotta do what they gotta do.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Yeah, obviously there's nothing weird going
Hey,
on.
This is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al,
Oh. Barry! What? What?
Fucking fans. Never trust
Coming
them.
for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Yeah, she sure got problems. Hang on. The audio is just very quiet, unfortunately, so I'm trying to... I'm at max
Rose
volume
took
in
a day for me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
So, anyways, I've maxed out the volume on OBS for the game, but it still is very quiet,
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
Oh, Barry. Alan, just give him a slap. You like to slap everybody else. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna leave you here. With this girl who has been taken over by a monster.
And flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste. The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Would the Dark Presence like to get mad at me and make this boat go away?
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM. Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder. What's on your mind, Walt? Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know? I just... Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt. I had a, argument with Danny. You know Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, you know, and, I'm just, well... I heard something like that, Walt. Yeah, well, you know, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, you know, waiting. Man, and there's something in the air tonight, man. I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt? I don't know. You know, something's gonna happen. You know, I think I better go. Well, Walt, maybe... No, thanks, Pat. Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
How can I be sure?
Nope, better get out of here before the licensed music ruins my stream. Barry, you better not have the fucking keys this time. Oh, right, damn. Okay. I totally forgot to do that before I started.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
Oh, we're going Max Payne.
I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake! Come on! Take it easy on him! Get after him! Don't let him get away! Move it! Move it! Move it! I'll have your job if you let him get away! Search the area!
Man, why? I mean, why are they unloading on me like this? What the fuck? Also, you kind of gotta wonder, like, how this is... Okay, so the landlord... Apparently, did he call the cops because he saw that we were, like, something was going on with Rose? Or that we were just in there for a long time or something? But Rose was the only person awake, and Alan and Barry were, like, passed out on the floor, so, like, why didn't he call an ambulance or something?
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the rider on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Okay, so like a very rough timeline from what we know so far is that Barbara Jagger went into Cauldron Lake and she disappeared. And Thomas Zane, the poet, the writer, he was still around. You know, he's looking for his girlfriend, and somehow he, like, the Dark Presence uses Barbara Jagger to come back, you know, into the real world and, like, corrupt Thomas Zane. But in the end, Thomas Zane beat the Dark Presence and forced the Barbara Jagger, you know, the scratch version of Barbara Jagger back into the lake. We don't know how yet. And Cynthia, we are now coming to realize, knows about this.
Nightingale, over.
What on earth is going on? My deputies tell me you fired at Wake and he didn't have a gun. You almost hit a civilian instead. Over.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase. I don't have time for this.
Well, make the time. You can't just go shooting at people in my town. Over.
I'm a federal agent pursuing a fugitive. You want to discuss my methods, Sheriff? Make an appointment. Over.
You stay right where you are, Agent Nightingale. I'm on my way. Out.
So this is what I meant when I said earlier, yes, when I was talking about last stream, that Agent Nightingale just kind of like is a thing in the story, but doesn't really have a purpose. It's like he exists to give chase to Alan, but there's no real purpose behind it.
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. "Pretty girl," she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
Sorry, I've already forgotten that you press S5 to get into the memo, and then you press F5 to immediately back out. But if you press escape, then you have to go through several sub-menus to get back to the game. You gotta remember to press F5 to get back. Or to back out, I mean.
Search the area. Stay sharp. This way. Over here.
Nope,
This
I came up
horror was
wigged out again.
everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
Well, I wonder if my hang on. I'm gonna try replacing the battery in my mouse, and maybe my mouse is just fucking up. Okay, always have some rechargeables nearby. Okay, well, I don't really know why this game is so quiet. It's weird.
The habit of jumping to conclusions. That tends to come back and bite you in the ass. Out.
Yeah, it was definitely Wake who was like knocking over cars in the forest. That definitely makes sense, buddy. But like, Nightingale's only purpose is to chase Alan. He doesn't do any, like, everything is everything is Alan's responsibility, or like his fault. Like, he's taking out the deputies or anything and everything because Nightingale's point in the story is to pursue Alan to the, like, to the detriment of everything else. He ignores everything else, and he has a one-track mind, so... Well, that's probably bad. That seems pretty bad. Was Alan responsible for that too? Or was that at Chucky's, or what was his name? The gas station we were at last time? Whatever that guy's name was.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. But they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on!
Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway,
He was
Rose
drunk,
just
buddy.
plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh yeah, I'll bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Otis Scotch, as in he was drunk off his ass and breathing out alcohol. Come on, man. You're a small town deputy. You haven't dealt with drunks before?
I could see the lights at the radio station in the distance.
I can see the light of something else in the distance too.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine. Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light. There was no power to the searchlight.
That's oh, there's sparks. I was gonna say that certainly looked like a manuscript page.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over.
Yeah, because everybody knows what a flashbang grenade looks like.
Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
You have the right to remain silent.
And they're already back. Ouch.
And here's another call. You're on KBF-FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
Well, I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
Sounds serious. I wonder what's going on. Hopefully I didn't miss any manuscript. Oh, there's one right there. Hey, not cool, man.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework.
No, I already read this one. What? Shit.
Mr. Randolph,
I guess we'll just start at the beginning. Fuck.
That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station. For decades, the darkness that wore
Nope,
Barbara
I don't. So that. Well, shit. See, this is why I don't like. I wanted to reset the collectibles so I would know which one I picked up. Hey, screw you! Fuck you! Go away. Nope. I swear I didn't know this was here. Oh. Nope, not good. Please go away. Trust no one in the dark. So wait, what did that generator even do? Because there's no lights. Oh, I guess there is a light right here for a checkpoint. Okay, well, I guess that's something. Police, help! I'm being chased by crazed police. Oh, you like that dodge, didn't you? Oh, well, didn't dodge that one.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Well, I just don't see why the cops bother with the trailer park.
What do you mean?
It's a trailer park. Of course you're going to have trouble in a place like that. I mean, what do you expect? The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
Well, fuck you.
Well,
let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. Hey, Pat, I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everyone calm down.
Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Yeah, what the fuck is this guy's problem? He's just shooting at everybody. For a second, I thought my mouse broke again. I was like, fuck. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm gonna press the button, and we're gonna press F5.
Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
And we're pressing F5 to exit. Hey, yeah, okay. Okay, so wait, 1 and 2 we don't have. 3 is the flare gun. 4 is flares, and 5 are flashbangs. Okay. Damn it. Okay, well, it would appear that flashbangs are much better than flares because they actually do something. You know, it would be really good though if I could start this generator. Hello. Come on. Ah, good, yes. Shotgun ammo, but no shotgun, huh? Well, okay then. I guess. This looks like a trail. Okay. I guess we keep going up. All the way up. There better be something up here. Otherwise, like, it's gonna be a big waste of time. Maybe I'm gonna have to climb it and unlock the map.
Danny had stepped out, but what stumbled back in was something else. Something alien. A monster. Walter tried to kill it, first with his fists, then a chair. It wouldn't die. Instead, it kept coming, unaffected by the beating it had taken. After Walter managed to kick it down the cellar stairs, fear took over. He ran, got behind the wheel, gunned the engine. The booze wouldn't make him forget, but he knew he had to try.
That seems like the exact opposite of what you want to do in that instance. At least there was something up here. Jesus. Can I fast travel with a control point back down the mountain? Uh-oh.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
How could that have happened? The darkness controls the Taken. Yeah, well, I've gotten that hint. Here we go. It looks like a letter's out there.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Hey, you remember that, that memo in Control about the bulldozer, or the tractor that came to life and started attacking people? Does that remind you of anything?
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Yeah, about that. Is it really federal business?
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Yeah, everything about that's wrong. How did she call you, Alan?
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated.
No, we already read this one. See, this fucking broke again.
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror. With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Yep, Pat's got the right idea.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Well, I saw some yellow dots, so we gotta go over here first. Hey, she is loading us up. Oh, sorry, spoilers. The person who is leaving these loaded us up. And hear that creepy breathing in the forest again.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger. And it was taking over.
R.I.P. Alan. Guess you're not getting Alice back.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Let me out, let me out, let me out. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I would have died at literally every single point right there. Okay, let's see if it works this time. Press F5.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
certainly there is no reason that they're giving me more supplies at this moment.
Did you call 911?
Can you open the gate any faster, please? In light, you can hurt them. Yes. I've noticed that.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
I think the lesson is don't kiss girls in cults. That's probably more useful.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Well, falling into the lake is generally not great for anybody who does it, so I'm predicting not so great things for Alan and his future. I could go for some more flashbangs. I just used like all of them in that fight. Well, I guess flares are better than nothing.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now.
Okay, I don't know why this video is stuttering, but it's not just you.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw. Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Now, I mean, just look at how wide open this area is. There's a lot going on here. So if I were to run around on foot looking for shit, we would probably be here for like an hour. So if there's anything out there, I am not going to find it. Sorry.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order, either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Well, I appreciate that, Pat. Thank you.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? Hey, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. Now I feel bad. Personally, I would rather not there be a soulmate. I think that I kind of agree that is a little depressing. That if you don't run into that one person in your whole life, then that's it. Like, come on, that can't be right. There are so many people in the world. You just have no idea who you're gonna click with, and just because it's like putting yourself down like that and just saying there's never gonna be another
one. I was supposed to
one.
meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
I just think that's shutting yourself out of like a whole lot of experience, you know? You never know. Who's to say that one person that you thought was your soulmate was even your soulmate in the first place, you know?
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Like, okay, there's why is Wake's wife getting kidnapped in the first place? But why is the person who hired the kidnapper promising him that Wake's gonna fight the guy, like in a fist fight or a gunfight or whatever? Maybe Mott would not have taken the job if he wasn't promised a fight or something. Maybe he's addicted to the violence. The action is the juice, as they say. While there were some earlier residents in the area, the true genesis of the town of Bright Falls came with the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the opening of the Bright Falls coal mine in 1878. Although the work was hard and dangerous, many immigrants, Germans, Poles, Italians, Finns, and Swedes, among others, worked the mines. While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. Seams were rich, but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing
Nope,
in through
we already
the
did this one.
studio window.
In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. Okay, now was that before or after Bridget fell into the lake? Did the volcano open up or like shake something loose?
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You
you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Holy shit.
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before. When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Sorry, I think I said Bridget earlier. I meant Barbara. Was the volcano before or after Barbara went into the lake? That's what I meant. Will that blow up? Uh-oh. damn it. Oh, come on. Just fuck off already. Can't wait until I finally get the mag light, the super flashlight. Something's definitely in there and it's not happy. Oh, it's ladder. Jeez. Didn't even notice. Yep, uh-oh. There were two magic things.
What the hell?
That's bad, right? It seems pretty bad.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Well, maybe we have to follow the power poles back to this light over here. No, you got out on the wrong door. Oh, I think I heard something. It's lit like there's a light, but there's nothing. That's a little odd.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the Dark Presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Which is how Alan can sort of fight back. Oh, uh-oh. I think it knows where I am.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
What do you mean? Everybody carries these. You don't carry flashbangs around everywhere? Is that not normal? Oh, whoops. Okay, so we got black goo. Oh shit! I heard him on my right. I didn't realize he was that close. There's another guy on my right. Oh shit! Actually, flare gun. Yeah.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. "Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent."
Conspiracy to do what? Oh, bird glitched. We're in the Matrix. Yeah, very funny, guys. Giving me an item box and then having an ambush right there. Very funny. I see you. Oh. Oh no!
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Pump action shotgun. Well, when did Alan write pages? Like, we've been playing Alan this whole time. When the fuck was he writing pages? Wait, what? Okay, there's lights over there. And there's lights over there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, well, I feel like I need to be going this way, because... like, surely there's not just this trail that leads backwards for no reason, right? Oh, come on. I thought they'd be afraid to actually go into the light at all, not that they would just run in and get damaged. Okay, so then what was this way? Okay, well, I guess a restock is nice, but then why were there two paths? I don't get it. I'm guessing I don't want to try going down there. Oh, sure, that's fine.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Probably good and fine that I'm walking into a graveyard of some sort.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
What? The what to the huh? Is that like a building shift? Are we in the oldest house? No pages to tell me what the hell is going on?
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century. I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it.
Well, that's gotta be exhausting. I swear I pressed the dodge button.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Yeah, well, it's not Barry's fault, it's not Alice's fault, it may not even be your fault, so you should be taking it out on them. But Alan has an anger problem, and on top of that, he has a drinking problem, which is really bad when you have an anger problem. Gray Peak Gorge. Originally founded in 1928, the Gray Peak Gorge mining town was one of the permanent settlements in the Bright Falls Mining Company, or the Bright Falls Mining Company built for its workers. The nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the miners faced on a daily basis. Most of the men who lost their lives over the years here were buried there, a grim reminder to be careful for those who remain. Gray Peak Gorge was abandoned almost overnight when the Bright Falls Mining Company closed its doors in 1970. Thought I saw something sparkling. It's an altered item! Jesse, we need you! You know, I wonder if technically these would be considered altered items by the FBC. I should probably run. Oops, shit. Man, these flashbangs do not really work on these things. See, that's another reason why I just don't find the combat interesting in this game, because just like when those things pop up, all you do is hold a flashlight on it. It's like the entire thing that you do. It's not fun. Not interesting.
I needed a key for the door.
Huh? Pick up flare gun ammo.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawled back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
No, don't borrow them, Alan. Do not do that. I like the video though, that was pretty funny. Do I want the hunting rifle? The pump action shotgun's pretty good. I have 24 rounds for it. We're gonna keep on with the shotgun. Now, hopefully we're near the end of the chapter. I didn't realize this thing was gonna be 2 hours long. I was planning on this one being a shorter stream since I started so late.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Hell yeah. Lots of flare gun ammo. I could go for some more flashbangs though.
Birds.
Oh, don't fall, Alan. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. This is probably safe and the correct idea, right? We want to go to Cauldron Lake, right? At the behest.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
So let's keep going.
Alice?
Alice!
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
Well, let's just, oh, hey.
The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
Well, let's just dive into the lake and get Alice. Oh. I guess
I'm
not.
losing it. I gotta get out of here. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident.
Okay. I'm surprised there's no, like, it just kills you, but there's no, I don't know, like, dark presence animation, like some darkness coming up from the lake to grab him and, like, Alan screaming or anything like that.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Under Wake's spell. Yes, because Wake is a magician, obviously. I mean, Nightingale is not wrong, but for, oh, well, that's not nice. Obviously, Nightingale is not wrong, but not for the reasons he thinks. Thought I saw yellow up there real quick.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Maybe it could. I sure hope we get there soon.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
Holy shit.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Yeah, the last one worked so well. Jump, Alan, jump! Okay, well, I guess he didn't jump, but... Well, that was unexpected.
Shit.
No, I think I'm gonna stick with the shotgun. Shotgun's been okay. Oh, no, don't shoot the flare gun at him. Shit. That something over there? No. Okay, I would really like this to be the end. Oh, uh-oh. Well, I guess if they're dumping flare gun ammo on me, that means I'm not almost done. This level is too long. Like, seriously, and it just keeps going. And we've just been running.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
Must have been one hell of a kick. Wow. I miss you, Tom. Did you write this? Write what? I don't think Tom wrote it. You talked to me on TV. Cynthia Weaver and Thomas Zane. Well, she's got a thing for Tom like Rose does for Alan. Jesus. I guess saying she's got a thing for Tom is putting it pretty mildly. She's definitely totally in the stalker zone. Oh, what?
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Hopefully it's the end of the chapter. Jesus.
I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Well, spoilers for the next chapter, I guess.
Wait! That you? Wake?
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! I'm sorry. Please, lady. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make him play ball. You see? To get him writing for us. Please. Please. Oh. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. Ah! Ah!
And now we find out we have been doing all of this shit for the last, what, like 4 hours for nothing. Half of this game has been an entire red herring. That's good storytelling, Sam. It's great, thanks. And because of the licensed music, we gotta shut it up. Alright, so that was Alan Wake, end of episode 3. That was a lot longer than I expected. Sorry, I gotta mute the game before so it doesn't like totally ruin my stream. I had to stretch. Well, that was a bit longer than I thought. I apologize for that, but because this is one longer than I expected, and two, this was already a late stream, I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys come back with me tomorrow to continue on with episode 4 of Alan Wake, and we will see. Well, I guess we got a little hint of what happens when we read the manuscript page at the end there, but we will see what's going on with Dr. Hartman and Alan next time. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a good day.